I'm going to talk today about the Blockstack app ecosystem, run you through a few apps, and let you know how you can support the ecosystem itself. So Blockstack apps are all about building decentralized apps on a decentralized internet. That may be clear by now. What we've been working on for the past several months are developer tools and libraries for building apps in Bootstrapping Networks. Now, Ryan went into a little bit of this in the beginning. I'll touch on it, and then go directly into the apps. Second thing is a browser for navigating the decentralized internet, something we announced at Consensus about a month and a half ago. And then the App Store. This is a place where users find apps and where developers post their apps too. So Ryan went over phase one, which is building developer tools to build decentralized applications. So this started with identity, authentication, and storage. So you have identity, which is rooted in the blockchain. Everyone has a global view of everyone else for the first time. And you have and you own your own identity, so it's a self-sovereign identity. The other thing is it's human-friendly, human-readable. So I can have Patrick.id. Werner Vogels, the CTO of Amazon, has Werner.id. The next thing is authentication. So with that ID that you have, you'd like to be able to log into decentralized apps without a middleman, like a Facebook or a Google. So really awesome thing about this is that there's no passwords to remember, and there's no passwords to store. So the UX is better, and it's more secure. And the last thing, which is I've seen personally as like really kicking off app development, is storage. So what we do with storage is take user-brought repurposed cloud storage. So you have like Amazon S3, Google Drive, and things like that get turned into dumb drives, right? So you can replicate your data across multiple drives. One goes down, the others stay up. And this is encrypted, along with your communications if you like too. So Ryan also spoke about phase two, which is building developer tools for growing app ecosystems. This is bootstrapping networks, right? So you have namespace registries. You can charge for people to buy names in your namespace and then forward those revenues to the actual app developers or marketers or platforms that are driving users to your app. Also, you have app-specific tokens. So just as you'd have a token on Ethereum, you can have a token on Blockstack. So here's a preview of, here's actual view of the App Store and browser. So when you download Blockstack, you'll have the first 9 apps show up there. 2.5 weeks ago, when we just got storage working as part of the phase one, we started seeing apps get added very quickly. In fact, much quicker than even I anticipated, and I thought it was going to be very quick because these apps are built without any infrastructure or no permission required. So I'm going to start going into just a couple apps. So this is a personal healthcare record app. Let me see. There's like a little video here. I want to make sure this goes. Cool. So we're just kind of going through here. You have your personal health care information. Here's Ryan, date of birth. You have your health history, medical records, and so you would actually store all this data. There's no reason for this data to exist on a remote server. You own your own health care data, so it would make sense to have this encrypted and stored in your own storage. And and the healthcare providers can actually access this upon request. So here's decentralized iTunes called Ongaku. So you'll see we were literally in Slack. Manib goes for a phone call. 45 minutes later, we've created a decentralized iTunes. And it was such a big deal. We recorded it and then posted it on Twitter.
So what we're looking at is a decentralized music player. You can add a coin-operated component to turn it into a completely decentralized iTunes. This is one of the first apps on Blockstack.
Yeah, wait for this part. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. So had 1812 Overture as the first song on the first decentralized iTunes on Blockstack. Had to do it. Casa app. So Casa's coming up next. This is Jeremy Welch was originally Bedkin, so he's creating a decentralized Airbnb. So this is really interesting because this can expand past the limits that Airbnb has been experiencing. And you'll notice like Airbnb has recently gone into experiences as opposed to just sharing out homes. And I think both Jeremy and the Blockstack team also believe there's a lot of room for growth there. And onboarding for cryptocurrency is really cool here too. So like imagine you have a house, you open up a bedroom, and then you put it on the Cost app, and then people start paying for it in Bitcoin. It's like a really great way to start getting paid in Bitcoin. It's a tried and true way to make money. So if you're interested in supporting apps like these, or you want to hear about them first, I've created a bit.ly link here. So you'll have your ear to the ground. You'll know about them as they come through. It's bit.ly/Blockstack Apps. And thank you very much. I appreciate it.